Well, folks, it appears as if the magic has run out for the Indiana Pacers. In the final 5 minutes of Game 4 last Friday night, they fumbled away the lead, the game, all of their momentum, and home court advantage, along with, after their Game 5 loss last night, the championship as well. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the league MVP, showed up in the clutchest of ways, scoring 15 of his game-high 35 points, knotting the series up at 2. The clock struck midnight, and all the hopes, dreams, and aspirations of this young Indy squad turned into a big, ugly-ass pumpkin. How sad. And if, as I fully expect them to, OKC wins the Larry O'Brien Trophy here in the coming week, well, I think the little yellow jabronis in Circle City will only have to look back to last Friday night as that opportunity, that golden opportunity, to claim the first title in franchise history. How sad. Prior to Game 4, I gave some faulty betting advice, though I do not regret it, to a couple of folks. I said that the odds were outrageous in favor of OKC. I said that going into a Game 4 at home, up to one had to place some money on Indiana, given the fact that they had showed quite a lot of dominance in their Game 3 win, despite it only being, I think, a 9-point deficit. This was a team that I thought was primed to take a 3-1 advantage and steal this NBA title. Did they do that? No, they absolutely didn't. And now their monopoly on close wins has been broken. How sad. There's really nothing else to say. Frankly, I'm done talking NBA, at least until the end of the championship when I get to congratulate the Thunder on stepping up. Yes, the Thunder's win yesterday was cool. Despite T.J. McConnell's best efforts, Tyrese Haliburton decided to pack it in early. OKC took care of business on their home court, as I'm pretty sure everyone thought they would. Good for them. Jalen Williams, the one from Santa Clara, showed up in a huge way, scoring 40 points at home, showing that he is a legitimate number 2 threat behind SGA. Good for them. Will they win Game 6? I don't know. Will they win the series? Absolutely they will. This team isn't losing this series now, because the little bit of a threat that Indiana presented has now been taken away because they blew it in Game 4. Unbelievable. That's all I've got for the NBA. Let's move on to our next segment.
Burning Questions with HuPAC.
All right, we've got a lengthy docket of questions to get to today. The first of which is asking, what's your go-to pickup line? And do you have any nicknames? Oh my. So I don't really use pickup lines. It's not really my thing. It's just not how I roll. But if I had to use a pickup line, if things got desperate, it would undoubtedly be this one, which I picked up off the internet. Are you French? Because I fell for you. And that might very well go into the worst moments compilation for HuPAC Talk. Do I have any nicknames? Yes, I've got some nicknames. Am I going to share all of them? Absolutely not. I will share a couple. I don't need to get into the whole backstory for this, but a long time ago, I had a YouTube channel, and let's just say that now some people refer to me as Crunch because of my name of that YouTube channel. We don't need to talk about that. One of my other nicknames, I used to work at a pizza place where I was what is known as the saucier, and so I was called, I dubbed myself, I should say, the Sauce Boss. Now, unbeknownst to all the other employees at this pizza spot, they were totally unaware that I'd given myself this, I think, apt name. But then my friends who had heard about this name roll in and they're asking at the front counter, "Where's the Sauce Boss?" Well, I'm just sitting back there. I'm like, oh no, it's about to get real. And it did. It got real. Because then everyone knew that quiet kid back there, that's the Sauce Boss. And he gave himself that name, and any ounce of respect they had for me just vanished. Very humiliating moment in my history. The next question comes from the bum on your porch, who asks, do you play any sports? And what is your favorite clothing brand? Do I play any sports? Oh man, that's tough. I used to play ping pong. That was pretty fun. I sometimes shoot some hoops. I don't play basketball that competitively though. I like chess. Is that a sport? Probably not, but I like it. What's your favorite clothing brand? Of course it's Lululemon. Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't like Lululemon. It's too citrusy. What I do prefer, though, are the old classics, the old standbys. We got Ralph Lauren. We got Brooks Brothers. We got No, that's not a clothing brand. My bad. From The Real Dark Tower. If you were a fish, which fish would you be and why? Oh, man. Just a banger of a question. This might be the worst question I've ever gotten on this segment, but let's roll into it. So if I were a fish, I would undoubtedly be an orca. Why is this the case? Because of their nearly untouchable strength, their silent majesty, the fact that they have no natural predators? Possibly. But rather it is a more symbolic impression which I receive from these great fish. The fact that they're black and white, actually. Yes, it's their coloring which gives me so much inspiration. Seeing them bound around in those icy waters up near the North Pole, I can't help but think that this is a living emblem of racial harmony. Man, I should write an op-ed for some major news publication here in the States. That would make bank. Do you have any exciting plans for the summer? Comes from our old standby Smooth as Butter 98. Probably not. There's going to be quite a lot of working this summer. There's going to be some trips I take. I'm actually taking a trip this weekend to see my youngest uncle, or my yunkle as I call him, who's getting married. So shout out to Uncle Joe. Big step in his life. Wow. Considering we had 4 questions and some of them were 2-for-1 deals, well, that was a deflating segment of burning questions. But, there's always next time. And I'm sure my audience will be only too glad to supply me with some solid queries, because that wasn't great. That's all I've got. I'm sorry, I've got to get out of here in a sec. I've got an engagement at my local pub. So until then, I wish you all the best. Probably won't be recording till next week after I get back from my uncle's wedding. But this was a hell of an episode, and I mean that in the literal sense. It really sucked. But I had to get it out because that's what I do. Thanks for hanging in there. I will talk to you next time.